Welcome back once again to the channel. In today's video, we want to know what we mean by the term mockups in graphic designing and how they can be used. I'm sure most of us have come across this term several times, but then you are a bit confused as to what we mean by the term mockup. So in graphic designing, mockups are visual representations, alright, or prototypes of a design, showcasing how the final product will look in a real-world setting. They allow designers and clients to see what a design, for instance, a logo, website, or packaging, will look like once it's applied to its intended medium, such as a t-shirt, billboard, or smartphone screen. Now, what we mean by this is that some design works are meant for printouts, and so when we work on print out designs, there is that intention of printing it on either a t-shirt, a billboard, a banner, or whichever medium. Alright, so this is where mockups come to play. With mockups, you are just presenting to your client a realistic look of how the designs when printed on the intended medium will look like. Okay, so for instance, this packaging design we have here, you don't have the actual packaging, the design printed on it yet, but mockups give you the possibility of seeing, of knowing how they will look, how your design will look when printed on this type of packaging. Alright, now what are some benefits of using mockups? The very first one we have is that it provides you a visualization of the final product. Mockups help clients and stakeholders, visualize the end result before it's actually created. It makes it easier to understand the design concept. Alright, it makes it easier to understand the design concept. For instance, you worked on a t-shirt design for a client, but then the client needs to know how the design when printed will look on the t-shirt. So when you present your design on a t-shirt mockup, it provides a much more visualized look of how the final printout will be. Hope that is clear. So it just makes things much easier and for your clients to understand the design concept better. The very next one is that it makes it easier for you to present your designs. It makes it easier for you to present your designs. Mockups make it easier for designers to present their ideas professionally. This is one key thing. If you are a designer, you must familiarize yourself with the term mockups. This is because they provide a sense of professionalism anytime you are presenting your clients with the designs. It provides a sense of professionalism, and it also shows that you have in-depth understanding of the design concept. Alright, making designs appear more tangible and realistic. Making designs appear more tangible and realistic. If you work on a design of this nature and you use this kind of mockup, you are going to realize that even though you don't have the print out of the design on the packaging yet, with the use of a mockup, it provides a realistic and tangible look of your design work and the design concept. Quick feedback and revisions, that is also another benefit of what? Using mockups. Quick feedbacks and revisions. When you present your designs using mockup, your clients are able to easily understand the design concept and also get a realistic look, and also quickly provide you with feedbacks, corrections when necessary, and revisions. Alright, so clients can see how a design will look in context, allowing them to provide more accurate feedback, leading to faster and more effective revisions. It also improves communication. So one of the non-technical skills that you need to have as a graphic designer is the ability to communicate visually. Ability to communicate visually. Your client just provided you with details on working on a t-shirt artwork or probably a banner design, a roll-up banner design. Now, your client is expecting a design work, right? But because you have that skill of visual communication, you go further in providing the design on a mockup, a roll-up banner mockup. Okay, so this way you are able to communicate much more visually to your clients than just presenting them with the raw designs. All right, the very next one is that it helps with branding consistency. You see, you may be doing the same thing with others, but it's all about how well you brand your business. Okay, so you are a graphic designer, you have other graphic designers. Graphic designing is a very competitive industry, and so anytime you try to work around your designs much better, just a bit of difference by using mockups, communicating visually, you are going to realize that it will lead to higher increase in your brand reputation. All right, so today we want to look at how to edit mockups. This time we are going to be using Photoshop. Okay, anytime you download mockup files, they normally provide you with zip files, and these zip files have embedded files in them, like the preview of the mockup that is in image form and the PSD format. Okay, so we are going to look at how to edit these mockups in the PSD format, that is in Photoshop. So the very first thing you need to do anytime you launch or you open a mockup is to come to this very option, this icon that looks like a copy icon, right? It says Smart Object Thumbnail. So this is where you need to change the design which is already on the mockup you've downloaded. So in doing that, you double click on it. Okay, double click on that, which opens a new tab. Now when this tab opens, you need to go over to File, choose Embedded, place Embedded. All right, then locate where your design is. So we are going to be going with the artwork we worked on. Now this design was actually worked on. There is a video on that, so if you are new to the channel or you haven't watched it yet, I advise you go back, watch that video. There is a lot of lessons to be learned. Okay, this channel is purposely for providing you with insight into design thinking, creative thinking, and how to work around your design works. Okay, so just do what to watch that video, like, comment, and share with your friends. Okay, so we need to increase the size of this to fit the frame, the design frame. So you can do that by holding Alt, then double click and drag, so which sizes all the sides. Okay, double click and drag until it fits perfectly. Very good. When done with that, you click on Commit Transform and close the tab. Now this option comes, which you go ahead by choosing yes. Okay, when you choose yes, it takes some time and then applies the necessary changes to the mockup. Wow, this looks very nice. You can see how nice this looks, right? You can see how nice this looks. So this is just the purpose of mockups, allowing you to provide a realistic look of the design when printed on the package. Okay, so we can edit this next one. Okay, good. Place embedded, same process. It applies for all mockups. Actually, it applies for all mockups. So we are just going to go ahead and drag this to this very top. We need to put off this, so turn off the icon we have right there. Scale this as well to fit perfectly. Very good. Commit Transform and close the tab. And close the tab. Wow, so this is what we have, guys. You can see how realistic this looks, right? You can see how realistic this looks. It just added professional touch to your designs anytime you use mockups, and it's important that you must just get to familiarize yourself with them, get to know how they work, learn more about them, make more research on them. Okay, this is one of the best design resource you can ever use in adding a professional touch to your designs. Now the very next mockup we want to work around with is a book mockup. Okay, so anytime you've been given a work and it's about a book design, a book cover design, you need to use a book mockup. All right, you don't go in for probably a rubber package, you don't go in for a banner, you don't go in for a logo mockup. No, you need to use a book mockup. You need to use a book mockup to effectively communicate visually to your client that you indeed know what he or she is asking for. All right, to provide that realism. So to edit this as well, sometimes you can be perplexed as to where the edit icon is actually. So you can just come over here, click on this, which allows you to have only the option of the editable aspect. So you click on this very first one, which is the back. Okay, you must make reference to that when placing your designs on the mockup. Double click on that, file, place embedded. We are going to be using a design I worked on, a book cover design I worked on actually. So we need to scale this a bit more. Success despite adversity. It's one of the best books I've read about one of the greatest men you ever find on this earth. Actually, very hardworking, inspirational, been through a lot, and he decides to share his story with us. All right, success despite adversity. So we don't really want to come back to this, so we are just going to make a copy, Control C to copy, commit transform, and close the tab. Choose yes always to apply the effect to the mockup. Good. This is what we have, guys. You can see how nice this looks, right? The realism of it, it's just so wonderful. Okay, now you can go ahead, edit the second one, double click on that, okay, Control V to paste. Sorry, okay, so just position it very well, position that very well on the workspace. Choose yes as always, allow the changes, the effects to apply, and this is what we have. So the very next one is the binding, right? So we need to edit that as well. Double click, on this, Control V to paste, adjust that as well, and boom, this is what we have, guys. You can see how nice this looks. Okay, so sometimes you can be done with this and you want to change the color of the background sometimes, or probably just have it in PNG form. So you just close the background layer. Okay, we close that layer right here, on, off. All right, good. The very last one I would like to speak on is text effect mockups. Okay, so sometimes you might want to apply 3D effect to your text. You might probably be working on an artwork and you need a 3D effect on your text, probably your focal point. Okay, so you really don't have to go through the process of creating the 3D text yourself, or sometimes using Cinema 4D or Blender. Okay, these are softwares mostly for creating 3D text. Okay, so you don't want to go through that process. You can just go ahead and use a 3D text effect mockup. So to edit this as well, you double click on this, Okay, so you see, this was the actual test. You could see how nice it looks on a mockup, right? You see how nice it looks on a mockup. So you simply go to File, Place Embedded. I have this right here, Grace. Okay, so we need to close this, right? It's still visible beneath it. Close, Commit Transform, and close this tab as well. It's going to take a while, so you need to give that time. Good. We see how nice this looks, right? We just see how nice it looks. So this are some of the advantages of using mockups in your design works. Anytime you are working, do well to just understand the client's problem, understand the kind of design he or she is after, the mockup to use, and to provide them that realistic look. And it just adds a professional touch to your artworks. Alright, it just adds a professional touch to your artwork. We have millions of mockups, t-shirt mockups, a whole of business cards, letterhead. There are millions of mockups out there. So anytime you are working on a design, you align the mockups with the particular design you are working on, just to present to your clients and to also show professionalism. Alright, so this is where we end today's video. If you are new to the channel, do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share, as we provide you with more interesting and impactful content in graphic designing, branding, and business. Alright, see you in the next video.